can you build the next GTA 6 with Claude 3.5 Sonnet? Probably not yet, but at least you can build your own games in Claude 3.5 Sonnet for free, and you can run them in the browser. And I'm going to show you how. Well, why is this video? Well, recently I came across a few blogs where people used the new entrophic model, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and they created their own video games. And I thought that quite interesting because for me, for instance, I do not have really much experience regarding JavaScript, for instance, and other kinds of programming languages in this regard. So I would not be able to create this browser-based game on my own. But I wanted to try out if I can do it with the Claude 3.5 Sonnet model. So I gave it a try, and I'm going to show you the results in here. So what did I do? Well, I tried to create two different games. The first one was a Flappy Bird clone, because you might remember, maybe not, but a few years ago this game was quite hot, so almost everybody was playing it on their smartphones. And the way it worked was you have just a bird, and then you have some pipes, and you try to go across the screen without touching the pipes. That was the idea behind that. And what I did was I just uploaded a picture of what the game should look like, and then I gave it a little prompt here, which is quite very easy prompt, so I did not really do much prompt engineering here. All I said that I would like to have a Flappy Bird clone, and I want to run it in the browser. That's why I ask here, and then please create this project for me, so I can just use the HTML code and then just run it. That was the idea. And of course, it makes sense to do a proper prompt formatting, but I've seen that Claude 3.5 works pretty much with also these kinds of prompts, so not really structured in a way. So I want to give this a try. So what it did was it just then went and get started and just created the code. You can see it's HTML, and then there's also JavaScript involved and so on. And also, I think, some CSS code, but this is just for formatting purposes. And then I had some kinds of backs and forths with it. So, for instance, I did not like the first version that it was a little bit too fast and it was too difficult to play. And then I also had some other issues. For instance, I would like to have some clouds in the background, because you can see in the image, which I pasted here, there were some clouds in here. And in the original version, I just had a blue background. So I didn't like that, and that's why I had some back and forth conversation with Claude, and then it adjusted the code and so on and so on. And finally, I derived at the result. And of course, this is not perfect, but as I said, I just wanted to see what actually the model can do. So let me just show this to you. So I have it here. So that's my file. I just downloaded the code and I stored it in an HTML file. And this is the Flappy Bird clone. So I can double click on this. I can run this. And let me just do it again. Here it is. And you see that if I use the up and down arrow on my keyboard, I can then play with it. And you see it works, right? So I get my score. If I go through the pipes in here, and here's my bird. And of course, I have also the clouds in the background. And as soon as I touch one of the pipes, as you can see here, then here the game is over. My score is 5. And then if I click OK, the game would restart. So if I click here, you can see that now it restarts. So of course, I know that this regarding the design and so on is not perfect, but you can see that with just one little prompt and a few additions, like as I said, I would like to have some clouds and so on, I can create this kind of game without having any knowledge about JavaScript, okay? So, and of course, if you have some knowledge, then of course you can adjust this further. Because I've also seen that people do this. They just create maybe some kind of template and then they get started and writing additional code. But of course, you could also use Claude again to go forward and back and just adjust. For instance, here I would like to have some additional things in the background, or I just want to have the pipes in a different size, different shape, or different color and so on. And I can also adjust the bird. So you can see here, this is my bird. It doesn't look like the Flappy Bird bird. So if you want to have maybe a different image, you can upload an image and try to get a different bird flying through the pipes. So these kinds of things. But you can see it works. And of course, I could share it now with my friends and so on, and they can play it too. And there, of course, this is just one example, but there are other ones. The other one I would like to show you is, let me just close my browser now and I show you the Sudoku. So I thought Sudoku is also a very interesting game, which you can play around if you have some time to spare. So let me just show it to you. And this looks like that. And it's just a Sudoku in here, and I can click here. I can either write the number directly, or can use the up and down arrow here to enter a specific number. And then if I'm done, I can click on check solution, and then you can see that currently, of course, it's not the right solution. That's why I get here, it's incorrect, please try again. I click OK, and then I can keep going. And as soon as I'm done, check the solution, then of course I'm finished with the game and I can play a new one. So you can see that this one, for instance, don't have different kinds of difficult levels. That could also be something you might want to include or other things. But hopefully you can see so far that it's quite easy actually to use and get started with Claude 3.5 Sonnet and then create your own games. So of course, as I said, this will probably not GTA 6, at least not now. But who knows what's possible in the future. Right now, at least we have the option to create these simple games. And I think it's quite interesting, and it's from my point of view, it's also quite amazing what Claude 3.5 can already do, and I'm really looking forward to what's possible in the future. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a like, also share it, and if you have not done so far, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot, take care, and also share your thoughts. See you in the next video.